Brother, life at home is full of comfort. But how is life here?
I came here from my village. I live and work here. I go back home every 3 or 4 months.
Standing here in the boarding, you can see the open sky above.
I run a small street business in this city. That's how I manage to live in this hotel. In Dhaka, landlords won't rent to you without a guardian. That's why I stay here.
Some people are dreamers. They come to this city to plant the seeds of their dreams, and they keep fighting to survive. What kind of facilities do you get here?
Just one, cheap shelter. That's all we can afford.
We hear that one can even stay overnight for just 40 taka here.
Yes, exactly. Like I said, 40 or 50 taka is enough to sleep here.
A hotel for 40 taka. Surprised. So was I. But right here on the Buriganga River floats a hotel and real life where people spend the night for less than 50 cents. Friends, this is not just a story. This is a reflection of life itself. Today I have come to Babu Bazar in Old Dhaka. We will explore who lives in these boats and uncover the history and heritage behind these floating hotels. Old Dhaka's Babu Bazar, once a bustling marketplace, perhaps named after the wealthy merchants or babus who used to trade here. Even today, the banks of the Buriganga River remain vibrant with life, stories and unending motion. The riverfront is dotted with ancient, busy docks, Shuari Ghat, Raja Ghat, Goshal Ghat, and the ever-bustling medical ghat. Each of these is more than just a boat terminal. They are living landmarks of Dhaka's layered colonial past. Friends, now I am walking through a place called Raja Ghat. This area has several docks. Right behind me is Shuari Ghat, and just across the side are others like Goshal Ghat. Basically, each stops here is a ghat, and among all these, Raja Ghat is one of the most well known. Why? Because this is where you will find the old floating hotels. We are now heading right there. Right in the middle of these docks, under the Babu Bazar bridge, at the junction of Medical Ghat and Raja Ghat, stand some old floating hotels. Their history goes back even before the Pakistan era. Over the years, these floating boardings have become a shelter for people who have nowhere else to stay in this city. For just 40 taka, 50 taka, or at most 120 taka, you can spend a night here. Hard to believe, but it's true. You can stay a night in these hotels for just 40 taka. Maybe not just in Bangladesh, but nowhere else in the world offers such a cheap place to stay. These floating hotels are not just a place to sleep. They carry the deep realities of this city, poverty, hope, and the unique struggle to survive. This is not just history. It feels like an untold chapter of life, floating yet painfully real. Friends, this floating life on the river is truly a reflection of struggle. So here, right there are 5 floating boardings. Suratpur boarding, Buriganga boarding, Faridpur Muslim boarding, and one more beside them, though its name is not written. But these boarding have been helping people for a very long time. For low-income people who cannot afford expensive hotel, this is truly a meaningful solution for them without any doubt. Many families probably don't even know their father or brother is living here, struggling every day, and sending money home from the city. Right now, under the Babu Bazar bridge, there are 5 small launch hotels. Each one has around 50 tiny rooms inside. Let's take a look inside. The small dark rooms inside feel like short resting spot in the journey of life. Most of them remain locked during the day because the people who live here leave early in the morning to search for work. Some drive rickshaws, some work as laborers, and others sell small items from place to place. These rooms stay quiet and empty during the day, but at night they welcome back tired bodies and broken dreams. The condition around these riverbank hotels is very poor. The water of Buriganga is polluted and the surroundings are not ideal for living. Yet, people come here out of necessity because life gives them no other choice. From here, you can actually see the open sky. The river looks clear in this monsoon season. People even use this river water to bath, like with this bucket you see here. Honestly, I wish I could rent a room here if just one was empty. I would have loved to spend some quiet time inside. Friends, many of the people living here actually come from decent families, but life struggle have brought them to this place. After speaking with them, I realized something. Most of them don't feel comfortable speaking on camera. They are worried about their safety and privacy. A lot of people come here just to film content for social media, and because of that, many residents here often feel annoyed or disturbed. These double-decker floating hotels have a history that goes back over a century. In the early 90s, during British colonial rule, poor traders and workers who came to Dhaka in search of work needed a cheap place to stay. That's when these launch hotels first began along the banks of the Buriganga River. So, all the rooms are locked right now. That's because the people who live here are probably out working. This small room is home to one person. Look, he has a Bluetooth headset, a pack of cigarettes also. Somehow, it feels like he's content in his own little space. And if you notice, you can actually see the river from here. Brother, how does it feel to see the river from here?
Sometimes I enjoy sitting on the rooftop.
What kind of work do you usually do?
I sell fruits.
Tell us a little about your life here. How is this life compared to the comfort of a real home?
Brother, I came here from the village to work. I go home once every 3 or 4 months. I run my own small business here, like street vending. In the morning, I go to buy fruits. At noon, I take a short nap. In the evening, I go back out to restock my items. That's how I manage to live here. In this city, even if you want to rent a room, no one gives you one without a guardian or a family.
This is the upper part of the roof. Honestly, seeing the river and the sky together lifts the mood. And there are people here who are dreamers. They love to dream. They have come to this city to plant the seeds of their dreams, and they are continuing the struggle of life. I was talking to one such dreamer. Brother, you haven't told us your name.
Alamin.
So brother Alamin, what is your dream in life?
Not much of a dream. Really? My parents are back home. I'll get married in a few days. That's why I'm working now, saving money for the future, and then I'll leave the city. I have a house in the village, but these days I don't like the village anymore.
While talking to Alamin, I saw a man from the next boarding drying clothes on the rooftop. Like Alamin, many others have floated their dreams in these floating hotels. I spoke with another person just like that. Brother, how does it feel to live here?
Well,
How long you have been staying here?
1 year.
What kind of facilities do you get here?
The only benefit we get is that we can stay here for a low cost. Anywhere else, we would need to pay 400 or 500 taka. But here, we can stay for much less.
I often feel like spending a night here with you all.
Yes, you can stay. No problem.
No, brother, this is not something bad at all. In life, if someone climbs up through struggle or achieves something through hardship, then the joy of that is much greater. But if you get something big at the very beginning, then often we fail to understand the real meaning of life.
You said well?
So, brother, don't you go home?
Yes, I go home during Eid or when needed. That's all.
Is this your room?
Yes.
Okay. How much is the rent of this room?
It's just 120 taka.
Oh, 120 taka. Do you pay the rent daily?
The rent has to be paid daily.
Look, there's an electric fan hanging from the ceiling of this room. A mosquito net is tied on the side. And he keeps his necessary things here. Brother, don't you have a mirror? Don't you look at yourself in the mirror?
Yes, brother, I do look in the mirror. I have a small one.
These hotels have also electricity and access to safe drinking water. According to the hotel owners, these hotels are not just for business, but a service for the poor people of the society. They want this service to continue.
My name is MD Mostafa Mia. The name of my boarding is Faridpur Muslim Boarding. My home is also in Faridpur, Bolmari Thana. These establishments were located in 1964 in front of the army camp at Laukuthi Ghat. After the country's independence in 1971, we received trade licenses from the government. Faridpur Muslim Boarding, Shariatpur, Buriganga Boarding, Uma Unknown Boarding, and Najma Boarding. I'm the owner of this boarding, and only my son knows that. Even my family doesn't know about this place. They only know that I run some business. Only bachelors stay here. Women are not allowed. The people who come here are middle class or very low-income people, like day laborers, hawkers, rickshaw pullers, van drivers. They come here at night just to sleep.
We hear that one can even stay overnight for just 40 taka here.
Yes, exactly. Like I said, 40 or 50 taka is enough to sleep here. I told you before, you can stay for 40 or 50 taka, but you'll have to bring your own bedding.
We heard the story started from Pakistan era. So what is the real age of this boarding?
These boarding houses are 58 years old.
Friends, this floating life on the river is not just a way of living, not just an ordinary hotel. It is a reflection of life's struggle. Most of the people staying here have come to this city out of necessity. Low income and even middle class people, many of whom don't want to appear on camera, also live here. Life here is not easy at all. Look friends, there's food being prepared here. A man has come carrying a big bowl of rice. He is selling rice for just 30 taka per plate. And many people are buying and eating from here. Brother, what food have you prepared for today? Oh, I see. Fried okra. It's look really delicious. Friends, for today I am saying goodbye from the bank of the Buriganga. Take care and best wishes to you all. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to share it with your friends.